makes her very unique. She has perfect clarity about her mission in life. Dr. Manisha Kaushik is an inspiration for us youngsters. I'm so privileged to have an interaction with her once again on this platform of Global TV. It is nice to recall her motto, which is to aspire, to inspire before you expire. Welcome back, Dr. Manisha Kaushik. Let us start and continue our conversation with your message for the youngsters. What is it that we should learn from your amazing success story?
Once again, thank you so much for calling me here. And I must actually reciprocate the feeling that I also love your beautiful smile and it recharges me. So whenever I see you with this beautiful smile, I actually wish that each one of us, and especially the youngsters, must go ahead in life with a smile on their face, facing each challenge which comes. There may be many failures, which come their way when you are trying to reach, to a certain goal. But these failures should be taken as stepping stones and they should not dishearten you. So keep striving, keep focus, and I'm sure you will be able to reach, the step where you want to reach. So be focused is what I would tell all the youngsters. And not only focused, be aware of what you want to become, what you want to do, because I feel that times have really changed and the awareness and what exactly you want is much more clear in today's generation as compared to, if I may say, our generation. So here, go ahead, be focused, strive to work hard, and don't be afraid of any failure in life.
So beautifully put, ma'am. Being focused and being aware, that's very, very fundamental in today's world. So, like how you said that the generation gap, there is a difference in how the challenges have been posed in different ways. So, what according to you is the biggest difference that is from what it used to be before, and what is it that the present young generation is currently facing and going through?
In our times, I'm not that old, but still I say that, even if it is, 2 decades or 3 decades, it makes a lot of change because each year also we are changing. Things are changing. So here I must say that, the thing which has changed over the years is that in our growing up years, even though we were lucky that, my family supported me and we could talk openly to our parents, but most of the families, the children could not discuss, talk things, like sex or even the work which they want to do in life. That time, it was just that, you become an engineer or a doctor was the ultimate. There were no other courses, there were no other fields which were appreciated well. In today's time, I feel the parents don't pressurize their children so much. They make sure and they, in fact, promote what the child wants to do. They talk to the child and, things, like I said earlier, are not taboo anymore. So you can discuss, be open, and in fact, your friends, your friends can take advice from their parents. You can be friends, not just parents. So this thing has really changed over the years. But having said that, there is a lot of challenge which your generation is facing because there's a population boom. So when there's a population boom, the jobs are less, areas have become constricted. So here you have to really excel. And as parents somewhere are also to blame because we push our children to excel, to come first, to do so many things. And in doing that, they become jack of all and master of none. So here, that is a challenge where I would request the parents not to push their dreams, not to push what they wanted to do in life, because they still have time to do those things. Now times have changed. Even at 50, 60, 70, you can go ahead and take a doctorate or do what you want. But let the child develop and go in the flow which they want. Here, we can guide them. We can be friends with them, because as they progress, they might be facing challenges which we are not even aware of. So I feel it is a very challenging year for you youngsters, but still, any challenge can be turned into success if you think wise, focus, and be aware, like I said earlier.
That confidence that you share, ma'am, that is really really thoughtful and beautiful to be through. So like we said about challenges, we did discuss about a few of the challenges that you have faced previously in our discussion. So is there something more that you would like to share with us today in this platform about the challenges you've overcome and this bright smile that is shining here? So there has to be something that we have to hear from you.
See, when you face a challenge, it changes you completely because you become stronger, you become independent, and your will, the willpower, becomes much more strong to achieve it. So that is why I sit here with a smile, because each one of us faces these challenges, and it is up to us how we turn the tables around. It might be that that you face a challenge for the first time, and you strive, you go ahead. But it might be that the same challenge you have been, keeps on coming. So there we actually must go back, do a rewind, you know think at every step that what happened and why did it go wrong. Is there something which is being done by you repeatedly, which makes sure that you are still far away from success? So that you must actually rewind, and here you should be critical of your own self. If you are able to be critical of your own self and accept that you were wrong, then you can improvise and improve on that mistake which you did. So your challenge will be converted. Now, here, when I look back, it was not an easy journey for me, because a girl of 21, 22, standing in a field where it is mostly men, so people always used to look down. In fact, they used to think that you are an object, a beautiful object, that's just about it. I mean, I shouldn't be saying this, but then, it is just like that earlier, I mean, long ago, ladies, girls were chandeliers. They were pretty pieces, even if they have studied, they would not voice their opinion as much as a boy or a man could. But that time I used to feel that, yes, I will try, stand up for myself and let these men keep thinking, you know, till the time I open my mouth, let them think of whatever they want to think. But once I start speaking, I would actually want them to question me at each step, so that they understand that I'm thorough with my subject, and it is not easy to dissuade me from what I'm doing. So here, like I said, you have to have a firm ground. You have to know what you are doing, your subject well, whatever it may be. A subject here does not mean just a theoretical knowledge or books. It means whatever you are wanting to do. Read about it, be aware, be focused, and yes, your challenge will turn. It will take a 180-degree turn, and you will look back and smile and inspire so many others in your journey.
The determination and the kind of approach you had to the kind of mentality people had, that's very inspiring, ma'am. Because from that, we get to know how much confident you were at that point of time. So, what was it that, a, a particular incident in your life that was life changing, which you feel that even today has played a very important role? It could be anything that you would like to tell to us, ma'am.
You know, when I was very young, and my dad is from the army, like I told you last time, and we were traveling. That time we used to travel by trains. So a very life changing moment, I may say, because whenever I look back and I remember that, I still get goosebumps. Now, here, we were being pampered by my mother and, by our helpers, to eat something, and we didn't want to, and we were throwing tantrums that, we are tired. And there, I see that there's a pile on the station, on the railway station. I see that there is a dump yard, a pile of, clothes and dirty, stuff. And there, there are two objects there. Objects, why I say, because there's a small child, a child about 4 year old, and there's a stray dog. The stray dog is trying to, scare that little child away, but the little child is trying to, search for a peel of banana or something to eat from that dump. And here we as children are throwing tantrums that, we don't want this and we don't want that. And here that poor child is actually, striving to get something to feed his own self. And then, this child, is able to pick up something and he runs. And I still remember that my eyes followed him. I see that, behind a pillar, there is his mother with a small baby. And this little 4 year old, goes there and, whatever he could collect in his tiny hands, he's handing it over to his mom. And he's so happy about it. So that changed my life. And that is why I always thought since the beginning that, I have to give back and do something for society. I have to be aware. I actually have to think, in my mind that, yes, I am very blessed. And there's so many people out there who are not as blessed. So what value can you add? What value can I add to their lives? Can I do something? So here is the consciousness which came in and which has stayed, till now. And this consciousness I have also tried to pass on to my children and my family, that never think, never waste. Take, only that amount of food in your plate which you could eat. There may be somebody out there who does not even get a morsel. So that has really changed my life. And even today, I feel, I can, the whole scene, comes in front of my mind, the reel plays, and I really feel bad.
Having heard it from you, ma'am, I am having goosebumps kind of visualizing what happened there. And I'm so proud to hear from you that you have taken it as an inspiration to help out the people and to spread awareness that it is important not to waste food. It was so beautifully narrated that I was literally traveling the train journey with you, ma'am. So, as we already know that you are very much into social activities, could you share some of the experiences you've had being there, working for the people? What is it that you have been through?
What I feel, here we people should work at grassroots level. There's so many people, who are just doing an eye wash, but you have to actually think, do you really want to, be part of that brigade, or you really want to work at the grassroots trying to change things? It's not easy because, see, when you go to a slum colony and there you stand up and you're talking about, drug abuse or domestic violence or things like, alcoholism, they will actually look up and they're not scared. They will tell you, आपको क्या पता है? आप तो अच्छे अच्छे घरों में रहते हो, सब कुछ खाते हो, एंड आप हमें यहाँ लेक्चर देने क्या आ गए? And there, you actually have to hold your, ground. You have to tell them, no, we have come here. We are not here for a lecture. And try to not make it a lecture, be it more interactive, do nukkar nataks or things like where, they start becoming aware. The ladies start becoming aware of, their legal rights where domestic violence is concerned. Because in that strata of life, it is still, it is very sad, but it is still that there is nothing like an equality between the genders. It is the male still has an upper hand, even though that person may not be working. So these are the areas where actually we must target. And not only this, we should also promote that. See, it is always said that, girl child education, beti bachao, beti padhao, it is always said that. Have you ever thought, why do they say beti bachao, beti padhao? Because if the girl is educated, she can change generations, she can change families, right? If one boy is educated, the boy may change his own self, but the effect does not trickle down to the whole family. Now, here it is, I'm saying a general statement. It is nothing like that, all the boys or all the males are like this. But yes, it's a very general statement. And that is why it is, ek ladki ko, if you teach one girl child, you have changed the family generations and and nation, in per se. So you should actually work at grassroots level. You should actually think, go there, find out their problems. Unless and until you know their problems, no, they don't want you to come there and distribute freebies, is what I have learned. No, times have changed. They don't want that आप उनको fruity दे दो या आप उनको सिर्फ रोटी दे आओ. It is आप उनको क्या समझा सकते हो या आप उनको क्या दे सकते हो. There are so many places where they don't even know what is the PMO yojana or what benefits they can get. Can they have a bank account opened? So these are simple talks where we people can pitch in and go and spend quality time with them, explaining to them, helping them to get these things sorted so that their future is secure. So here I feel that we all should come forward, and I would actually urge the younger generation, you and your gang of young people, students, to really work hard, spend some time. I'm just asking for an hour in a week or 2 hours where you could make a difference. No, so in a week, if you go ahead, you talk to people and you get even you are able to make sure that one bank account is opened, or you do a very simple policy for them, an insurance policy they are not even aware of. Just imagine the change you can get in their families. So that is what I actually want, that we as social activists should take it strongly and work towards changing the nation per se, because see, one person cannot do the change. So change is brought about when there is a sea of people working hand in hand without their personal goals. The ulterior goal is to do work, make a difference, even if you are not recognized.
It was wonderful, ma'am. And I think the fact that you told that each of us take it as a task, it can be done, and I think we can reach out to so many people. And knowing at the grassroots level is one of the most hardest of all tasks, but doing that is the most important and the most appreciable work that can be done, ma'am. Really proud of you. Really nice to hear all this from you. So as we slowly conclude, let me ask you one more thing. Like we already told about how being a master of none is something that is running around everywhere. And in the present situation, there are so many people advising in so many different ways. Some tell that we have to be, knowing many skills. Some others tell that we have to focus on one particular skill and improvise on that. So what do you think is the right way, ma'am? Like how should the youngsters today go about with skill development? I mean,
see, it is very important to be master of one skill. So in your growing up years, see, you people are more focused, like I said. You people are aware, and also have a wonderful foresight. Maybe because we are technologically, well advanced. We people are talking, and you people have the things, as technology advances, there are both pluses and minuses. So yes, technology has, made sure that you have avenues where you can read, where you can, upgrade your own skills. So here I say that first, you must know what is your skill set. On that particular skill set, you can work hard to improve that. Until and unless you are able to improve that, how can you learn other skills? Once you have mastered that, there is no harm. There is no harm. Suppose, you today feel that, you have done one particular set and you are sure that, you can do very well in that, then take up other things gradually. So I always advise here that first master one skill set, do your best in that, and then later on, as you progress in life, you can keep adding different skills to better your own self, have a new better version. And in doing so, you will definitely make a change, and you will see yourself that you are so different from others because you are master of a skill and you are adding things to yourself.
that was very nice, ma'am. And I do know, I'm aware of the fact that you have a basket of talent, and I very much, motivated by that, as a matter of fact. So that is why I thought I should ask this to you, and this is the right time for it. And yeah, so as we conclude, ma'am, is there a message for the people at large around that you would want to share and tell?
First of all, I would actually thank you once again for taking out time and calling me here. It's always very lovely to have an interactive session, and that too with a youngster like you who's focused, who's in the middle of her exams. She's sitting here. I must actually tell all the viewers that she's sitting here and taking my interview. That means you can imagine how focused she is and what she would do in life. So I wish you all the best. And here I leave a message for the viewers, for the youngsters, for all the people per se. You have to be aware. You have to try and be a better version of yourself rather than thinking of changing somebody else. You change your own self. And if you change your own self, be positive, you will see a beautiful world around you. Do that. And I don't think there will be any looking back. You will always have that wonderful smile, a charged up attitude to go ahead, and never judge anybody. You never know. You never know that, even they are judging you. So why do you want to follow in that same league of people? You yourself are the change. Be the change and make sure that that is there and people talk to you in that manner, that you are the change. You are tomorrow. Thank you.
With a beautiful message, we conclude: do not judge others, and you are the change of tomorrow. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking your valuable time with us for Global TV. We are very privileged and more than happy to have you here. Thank you once again. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, and thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you.